was reading a verse one day. It was 1 Corinthians 15:25 through 28. For he must reign, regarding Jesus, till he hath put all enemies under his feet, referring to his crucifixion. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he, referring to Jesus, hath put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted. Meaning, it is obvious that God is the one thing that is the exception to that, the only thing that was not put under his feet, which did put all things under him, because God's the one that gave Jesus authority and put all things under Jesus, except for himself. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that God may be all in all. So once Jesus subdued everything under his feet, then the whole package deal of Jesus and everything subdued under him then went underneath God and was subdued to God. So after I read this verse, then I literally heard the Lord speak, and I wasn't expecting this to even be like a one God scripture, but he spoke and said, I am all God, but I'm not all that there is to God. And then he gave me like an example in my mind to demonstrate what that meant. So if you take this pitcher of water, it's basically that this pitcher represents God, and the water inside represents the Spirit of God, which has existed for all time. He realized, God realized that man could not get it right, and that the death of animals, killing animals, was not getting the job done. Man kept sinning, so he wanted to come to earth for himself to die for us. So in order to do that, he had to borrow a human body, just like you and I are just bodies that shall decay away someday and go into the ground, but we have spirits that shall never die. And so he had to borrow a human body, which basically this glass represents Jesus, the human body of Jesus Christ. He borrowed and took of that body, and then he poured his Spirit into that body. So if you see that water that came from that pitcher is 100% God, because it came from God. It's all God. But it's not all there is to God. We still have the Father reigning in heaven. But Jesus doing the work. He came in the form of a man to do the work for us. And then when that body died and decayed, that spirit inside had completed the work, and it went back to the Father when he was resurrected and glorified, and now back together with the God Father. You see, it's one unit. Just had to separate. A part of himself came for us to do the work. And an interesting fact that I learned the same week, basically a science fact, is that all water molecules reverberate together, whether they be in a lake or an ocean or the water in your home. It's separated, but yet it's one unit. And there's no way to pick apart or identify which molecules were in that glass or which molecules stayed in the pitcher. They all blend back together as one unit. So I thought that was just an easy, simple explanation of how God separated himself and took just a part of himself, but yet it was still 100% him, and it was still him as a unit, not two people, not three people, but one unit, but just doing different jobs. So I hope that helps you.